everyone, it's great to see you. Today is one of my favorite projects. It is get the front urns ready for the holidays, which is always so much fun. So I have two urns here. Let's take a closer look at one of them. So this urn is almost 4 feet wide here, and I have had such success this year by using the bag in the pot method. So last year I had a terrible time with the roots of everything I grew in here growing down into the one drainage hole that it has and stopping it up, and then I just had a flood for months. So after we were able to clean that out, last spring I put this 5-gallon nursery pot in here, nestled it in, and surrounded it with potting soil. From here I grew a beautiful mandevilla plant, and then came fall I could just take that mandevilla out. I put in my mums. The mums lasted really well. You know, just like everything, of course, mums were passed. So a couple days ago, I took the mums, lifted them right out, disposed of those, and now we are ready to make these all set for the winter. And my goal is to have a nice holiday arrangement that is bright enough that you can see it from the street, but I need something that is very, very easy for me to maintain and easy for me to put together today. So having this 5-gallon nursery pot here just helps me out so much. So this morning I went to Hidden Gardens, one of my favorite places to go for nursery goods, for nursery items, and they had all their Christmas trees in, and they had some beautiful arrangements like this. Now take a look. This is just about a 5-gallon disposable, this is like one of those cardboard pots you get with all these greens. I love the birch tree branches in here. Looks fabulous. We have some of the red twig dogwood. And so I have to say, I'm a little stressed. It's a busy time of year. I was able to go get 2 of these and watch how easy this is. Oh, is that not beautiful? It looks so pretty. You can arrange it, turn it so you have the side that you like best. And I have instant beauty. Now, I still have this rim gap around here. Last year when I did this, I just went to some of my arborvitaes, trimmed some of the branches, put them in here, stuck them into the dirt. That is definitely one way to go. However, this year I'm going to change things up a little bit. I'm going to add a couple things to my center to give some height. And I have, here we are behind me. Take a look at that. We're twisted. There we go. Okay. I have 4 of these beautiful garlands. Now these are shiny red plastic Christmas balls. So safe to have outside. I don't have to worry about breaking them. And I'm thinking somehow I'm going to loop these around the base to add that nice bright sparkle, and we'll see how it goes. So let's start with adding some height here though first. So aren't these beautiful? I could not pass these up when I was at Hidden Garden. These are winter berries. So they look a lot like holly berries, except you don't have the leaves in between. After this type of bush drops its leaves, it is deciduous, it gets these beautiful bright red berries. Now, I used to try growing these in my yard. However, the birds would swarm in on them and within like a week eat every single berry off. It was very, very discouraging. So, if you have a really quiet yard that has a lot of birds, you might not be able to keep your winter berries for long. I have never tried them up here by the front door. I've been told that if this is a more high traffic area, so we have the mailman coming up here, we're in and out, there's a good chance that the birds will stay away for a while. So we're going to give it a try. The worst that happens is the birds get a little feast and I find out next year I'm not going to try this, but I love the bright, bright color. Now, one of my other options were to do some white tall branches, but I know that would sort of blend in with the pillars behind here. I really wanted something red, so we're going to give it a try. These came in a nice bundle. I'm going to unbundle them and just stick them into the planter here for that height. And I did lose one little branch, but that is okay. If that happens, you can just nestle it in, because remember, this is not like an actual plant with roots here. I don't have to worry about this growing roots down. These are just greens stuck into dirt. And as it gets cold, it will actually freeze that dirt. Okay, but we're just gonna try. It's pretty hard to stick them in. Okay, I have to put them down carefully. The tricky thing about doing this is you do tend to lose some berries if they brush up against things, and that always makes me sad, but I think for what we're gonna get out of it, it's totally worth it. Okay. So I did get 2 different packages of these. I thought a package for each urn would be good. I want a lot of this bright red. Okay, gotta step back, see how it looks. Okay. You sort of want it to, this is a natural look because they're not all going to be perfectly symmetric, but as you step back, you can sort of see if there's anything you need to fill in and how you like it. Oh, so pretty. I love it. So hopefully these will last a while. Now these are plastic berries. So if these get eaten off, at least I know these will still be here. So my idea with the Christmas balls here is to loop these around so that we have a ring of red right underneath. And then I can take just a couple landscape pins and make sure they're pinned in place. I want as many of the sparkly balls to show as possible. So I took one of those 6-foot garlands and cut it into 2 because I'm seeing that we have some bare spots here. So I'm going to fill in those bare spots by folding one of these in half and tucking it in. Perfect. So I get that sea of beautiful red sparkles. I want as many seen as I can. So I don't want to hide them under the greenery too much, just up to the edge of the greenery. And then we'll have them pop up here. Now you might have to play with this a little bit until you get it to look just right. Okay, once you get it right, you're going to grab a landscape pin and you're going to pin it in a couple spots. Always keep landscape pins at hand. You never know when you will use them. So this will just anchor it a little bit. Ooh, my dirt's pretty frozen already. Okay, there we go. That should do it. Because these are plastic, they are very lightweight, so I don't want either animals or a big gust of wind to upset them. Yes, like that. Let me grab my other. This is one of those jobs where you hope you're not too much of a perfectionist because these little balls are never going to be just right and you can keep playing with them. So I have my landscape pins in here. I love the brightness. The red really, really shows up. Now, last year I did something similar and I saved the red ribbons. So here's one of the red ribbons from last year. I think that it is totally worth taking apart your arrangements at the end of the season. Take out your pine cones, take out the plastic little berries that you have, anything that you can save for next year. It just means you will have a more full, more beautiful arrangement year to year as you keep those and add them in. So this just has pipe cleaner around it. And I'm gonna take the pipe cleaner and just twist it around the base of one of the Christmas balls, and then tuck it in, and it can sort of hang over the edge here in the wind. That looks beautiful. I also have a couple more pine cones that I saved from last year, so I'm just gonna add one more in here. Okay, and then you always want to keep stepping back to make sure that everything is lined up how you like. Like I noticed my ribbon looks a little off center, so we're just gonna scooch that over. Oh, I am loving this. Okay, let's go do the other side. So here we are on the other side. Now that I know that I love the other one, I feel so good about starting this. So once again, I have my pot in a pot here that I can take and just drop in this main piece. Oh, it's so easy. It's that instant gratification. It is gorgeous. And all I had to do was go to the nursery. So pretty. Okay. Let's add some height. Remember, if you break off any little pieces, don't waste them. Add them in. It gives it a little pop of color wherever you put them. And that is just so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna just take the rubber band off. Each of these bundles had 4 pieces, about 3 or 4 of these long branches. And they're really beautiful. Now when you stick these in, the temptation is sort of to lay them back a little bit. They look best if you really try to get them pretty straight up and down, which can be tricky when your pot is this stuff full. There we go. There's our first one. These are some hefty branches. Okay. There we go, and I'm going to try one on here. Sort of even it out. Oops, do not poke yourself in the eye while doing this. There we go. I want to sort of, have it overlap a little bit, but not too much, because I want as much of this to look like it's giving new color to the pot. Okay, add that in, let me check. I'm noticing that these 2 branches are really, really big. It makes the other branches on the other side not quite as even. So I'm going to take this one and add it back to my other side. Now, if you don't get them perfectly even, that is okay. I mean, these are natural branches. So you're going to say it's the artsy look. You are going for asymmetrical, and that is absolutely fine. As long as you are happy with it and it looks cheerful here, then you have done exactly what you need to do. Okay, I don't want this to lean over too much into the pathway. Have people get poked by it. Oh, I love this. There are so many greens in here. There we go. Gotta find a spot for it. Now let's grab the Christmas balls. Okay, so here we have these beautiful ball garlands. Now these, I was so lucky. I found these at Home Goods. I want to say back in October. It was like the first week that Home Goods started to put out their Christmas things. And last year, I had seen them there, and I decided that I would wait until the after Christmas sales and hope that they were still there. And of course they weren't. So this year, when I saw them, right away, they only had the 4. I got them, not even really sure what I would do with them. I just love how bright and sparkly they are. And I knew that they'd have a place, and because they're plastic, I knew that they'd even be okay inside with the cats. So this is the kind of thing that you just need to keep your eyes open for throughout the year. And if you're sort of starting to plan your outside containers, you know what kind of things you might want to keep an eye out for. Now, if you're lucky enough this year to find any at the after Christmas sales, that is even better. And that's the same for any sparkly little things that go in here. Last year I also put away some, they're just like little gold leaves, but oh, they were so pretty and half off. You can't go wrong with that, and I can use them just to add a little bit more color. So I'm going to take this one and cut it in half again for the 2 sides. Here we have the 2 parts again. And this will be something that I actually had one of these in the past that I used outside, and I thought originally maybe it would be a 1-year thing, that they would not hold up well outside. And at the end of the season, it looked perfect still. So I'm hoping that these red balls I'll be able to use year to year, even if it is not right in this same area. So I'm just playing with these. Remember, you want your greens above them if possible, and you want as many of the balls high enough that you can see. You really don't need them sinking down into the dirt much. Now that I know where I want them, I'm going to take my landscape pins and pin them in. And I have to do it kind of shallowly because the dirt has started to freeze already here. If we have a warm-up, I might come out and be able to situate them a little deeper, but this should be good enough to hold them in place. And then, from last year, this one more pine cone. If I can stick it in here somewhere. Nope, having trouble. Now if that happens, you can always bend your piece of wire here so it doesn't have to go as deep in. And then just situate it where you want and nobody will know. Here is my last year's bow. Once again, I'm just going to grab one of these cute little ornaments, wrap the pipe cleaner around, and because it's kind of sitting out here and not in the dirt, it actually keeps the ribbon really clean. I think that's how come I'm able to use it from year to year. Let me make sure that's centered. So I know that the wonderful people at Hidden Garden did a lot of this work for me, but boy, I am so proud of these 2 containers right now. I love the red and the height that we added to the beautiful arrangement. This is going to last a long time into the winter. Now, when you do have greens in dirt like this, you do want to give them a little bit of water. So I will sneak out and water them a little bit just to keep them fresh, but they just freeze right in there and they can last a nice long time. I love the sparkly balls. Yay, I had a good idea and it worked. I always love it when that happens. And the beautiful birch tree limbs here, this is something else that I'll save for next year that I can add into other containers. So this just came out so nice. Let me show you how they both look. So here we are. Once I add a wreath to the front door, I will be all set. I am so excited about the holiday season now that we are really getting our decorations up, and we're lucky that that extends into the garden. Not quite the way it does in spring and summer, but at least we get to be outside and enjoy the beautiful planters that you have or the wreath that you're going to hang outside. It does just make us feel happy. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.